If a pain point in your law firm is getting out your invoices, I need you to come to the front of the classroom. Welcome to day 21 of starting your solo law firm. You may have been avoiding flat fees because you feel like you can't really estimate the total scope of the work to be done. That's a fair point. However, if you're not getting invoices out, then you're making zero. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. Maybe we need to revisit this idea or this argument that you cannot estimate the total scope of work to be done and do a flat fee. Now, my work in my law firm is primarily flat fee. I would say probably over 90-ish% is flat fee work. When I first started doing more flat fee work, I had those same concerns about the scope of work as well. However, I found that if I broke the flat fees into stages, especially for longer scopes of work to be done, it made it more manageable and easier for me to estimate what that scope would be within each phase or stage of the work. When you do this, you want to ensure that your engagement agreement also says that anything beyond this scope is an additional fee. The part two of that, this is the part that lawyers miss, is that you have to actually enforce that. If you agree to do X, Y, and Z, and client tries to add on in the middle that you do A, B, and C, okay, that's going to cost you more if that was not included in your original price. Take a look at your client matters. Which ones take the most amount of time for you to get billing done on? Which ones are you finding you are repeatedly not getting your invoices out on? Let's focus on those. Let's try to break those down into different phases of work. Maybe it can be 5 different phases of work that you are quoting flat fees for each of those 5 phases individually. Maybe if you need to, you incorporate an hourly, like a hybrid kind of situation where it's a flat fee for the work and then hourly for any additional services. We at least are closing the gap on the amount of matters that you're not getting paid on, or at least not timely. Because I want to get you paid as quickly as possible. I don't want your procrastination on getting billing and invoices out costing you more money. Stay tuned for day 22 where we talk about building systems in your law firm.